Every town has an Elm Street.
Now, Freddys Dead, The Final Nightmare is a 1991 horror movie that tells the story of dream monster Freddy Krueger, who has finally killed all the children of his hometown and now seeks to escape its confines to hunt fresh prey. So, why should you watch this movie? Reason number one, how sweet, fresh meat.
You forgot where you came from, kid. But I know where you're going.
Now, this movie is set 10 years into the future. Freddy has won. He has triumphed and killed nearly every child in Springwood. But the last surviving Elm Street child is a homeless runaway. And Freddy uses his kid's dream to bring him new victims. But Freddy has run into a problem.
He's going to make you help him. Because you're the last.
And though this kid was born in Springwood, after his dream encounter with Freddy, he, aptly named John Doe, wakes up just outside the city limits and Freddy can't harm him. In fact, John has no memory of Freddy or his identity.
I don't know!
All I know is that wherever I'm from, I was the last.
But it's Freddy's backstory and the people John encountered that will bring Freddy to a new location and a fresh set of victims.
Now be a good little doggy and go fetch.
Reason number two, you are all my children now.
Time to start all over again.
So John Doe, while finding solace at a shelter for youths, befriends Dr. Maggie Burroughs, who tries to help John regain his memory and get to find out details of his past. But she and John embark on a road trip, and while doing so, three stowaways, Spencer, Carlos, and Tracy, all teens with troubled pasts, tag along inconspicuously. But they are discovered by Maggie and John when John's hallucinations of Freddy causes an accident. And this accident happens right outside of Springwood.
Yeah, well, the map says we're fucked.
Reason number three, the house that Freddy built. Now, needing a place to stay, Dr. Maggie attempts to help John find answers in Springwood, and the group of teens take up shelter at an abandoned 1428 Elm Street house. Now, not understanding where they are staying, they are terrorized by a familiar face during their dreams.
Free me, you idiot! I'm your fucking memory!
And this is where we learn the depth of Freddy's powers, his demonic origin story, and even his weakness. Plus, we get to see Freddy expand his killing outside of Springwood.
I'm sorry!
I'm not.
Reason number four, welcome to my world.
Might be your dream, but it's my rules.
Now, it is through Doc, which is a dream expert and confidant of Dr. Maggie, that we learn that Freddy can be killed by pulling him into the real world.
Now you've got to be holding him to carry him out.
Once he's entered into the real world, he can feel pain and die just like a normal human being.
I forgot how much it hurts to be human.
But the problem with that is it's easy in theory, but much more difficult in practice.
Now he's going to try and trick you just like he tricked Tracy. Now he's going to try to use your eyes to fool you.
So Freddy is currently at a point to where he's mastered the dream world, and finding the right methods to get him into the real world are much harder to pull off.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but nothing will ever kill me.
Reason number five, Freddy's dead.
Believe me. Come to Daddy.
Now, it is no surprise that during the initial release of this movie, this was expected to be the final movie in the Elm Street franchise. So killing him, which is Freddy, was a top priority. And I don't think this is much of a shock that he dies in this movie. It's who kills him that is the shock. Because just before John dies, Freddy reveals to him that his child was a girl, and that girl was Dr. Maggie.
Catherine.
And Freddy was just using John to lure her to him.
Do you think I'm your daddy?
Now, once he has Maggie, Freddy will use Maggie to expand his killing stage. This means that Freddy will be able to go outside of Springwood to kill his victims.
They took you away from me, but I made him pay.
But Freddy's plan doesn't work out, as it is Maggie who finally ends Freddy.
Happy Father's Day.
Now, in the end, Freddys Dead, The Final Nightmare, was seen as a mixed bag, but I actually enjoyed it. I think this movie has the most powerful version of Freddy. His makeup in this movie, outside of the one in Freddy vs. Jason, is the best work they've done. And I think the story itself is one of the better written stories in the Elm Street franchise. The idea that we get a world where Freddy has won and killed all of his victims is dark and bleak. But for some reason, due to the infusion of comedy, this movie didn't seem dark at all. Now, it should have been much better than what we got. This should have been the most scariest version of the character. Though this isn't my favorite Elm Street title, I still recommend that you watch this movie.
Let's see now. First, they tried burning me.
And until next time, when said talks horror.
Then, they tried burying me.
Now, this video is sponsored by my Patreon supporters. Thank you for your support, and God bless.
They even tried holy water.
The Rewind is our exclusive membership section, and by joining the Rewind, you'll receive exclusive content not found anywhere else. You'll receive early releases, video shoutouts, behind the scenes footage and photos, unreleased and unedited kill scenes that we can't show you on YouTube, plus special commentary from yours truly, CEDtalks. So join the Rewind today by clicking the link in the descriptions and in the pinned comments.
But I just keep on ticking.
Now, if you want to wear merch from your favorite horror movies, then I've got just the thing for you. Just click on the link in the descriptions and in the pinned comments that says Horror Movie Shirts. Our store has the best designs, and we'll see you there.
Freddys Dead.